Hello, good evening. Welcome at Rangers Radio. Join myself, Fox, here as the two drum chapel boys tonight. The Bridge and Stevie. How we doing, boys?
All right there, Ox. How's the Bridge, man?
Oh, can I just say a huge good evening to you two guys? Massive good evening to the guys in the lobby and to all the Rangers fans that are listening in all over the world. Good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio. And by the way, Big Stevie, I'm doing very well, thank you. I'd like to know how Oxtair's doing. Please let us know, Oxtair.
Oh, mate, it's one of the days. I'm like a stunt double for Brokeback Mountain, mate, honestly.
Brilliant. Just brilliant.
Unbelievable, mate, unbelievable. But I'm sure my big China here, he's had a busy day as well. How are you, big man?
Oh, I'm brand new, mate. I'm brand new. It's all systems go for the party. It's all systems.
Yeah. Oh, it's a countdown. Okay. All right, we've had a lot of Rangers news. Some good, some not so good, but we'll take it bit at a time. We'll talk about the match. We'll talk about the news that's broke. We'll talk about where we are. And a wee announcement to make, Bridge.
Go on then.
Tomorrow night, Rangers Radio will be joined by Jodie Pollock. You know, one of your favourites. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Yeah?
Oh, I never felt more like... Love that.
She's on the show along with Port Bear tomorrow night. I spoke to Jodie last week and she's like Port Bear. She's a giggler, so mate, it could be a good laugh tomorrow night. So Jodie's coming on, a few songs, talk about a Rangers story and entertain us. And you might be the second best singer on the show tomorrow night, mate.
Oh, for God's sake, I give in and now. Don't be mad.
Me and you'll get the cha-cha-cha bits.
I do all my singing in the police station, Ox.
in the band, but me and you get the cymbals and the triangle, didn't we?
Brilliant.
How about you, big man?
Brand new, mate. I'm absolutely fantastic. Think you do. I'm happy as Larry, where our team is and how we're moving forward. As you said, there's wee bad news a day, but we can deal with that. We'll get the boys in. We'll sort that out. I mean, young boys, innit? You know, we'll just need to... We'll sort it out. We'll take it as it comes.
They've been silly. They've been silly, but who's no been silly, yeah? I mean, I know it's...
young boys,
exactly, mate, exactly. Right, okay. I'll tell you what, big man, if you get yourself in mute, we're going to have a view for the Bridge.
Oh, you dancer, you. Well done. Come on, Bridge, man.
Right, let's go.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to A View from the Bridge, based on Saturday's game. It was a great victory for the Rangers against Kilmarnock at Ibrox, 1-0, going on 6-0 or 7-0 even. We played very well with virtual total control of throughout the whole game. I think the pitch looked quite heavy and caused a few problems to the fine passers of the game. Brilliant performance all round from all our players. We were far and away the better team. Killie were using the 4-5-1 shape, which can easily convert to a 5-5-0 or even a more defensive shape that someone would invent. Something like, was it 5-5-0 as before? This ultra-defensive style of football is a game killer. Using these techniques will eventually destroy football. Or is it only Ibrox they want to destroy football with their ultra-defensive low-block game plans? Another complaint I have is the refereeing standard. Dozens of free kicks against us were just shrugged off. He missed or ignored a succession of barging, pulling, blocking and loads of petty fouls in that game. Terrible referee. And we'll go to the game. It took Rangers a while to get used to the pitch and the conditions and get up to pace. On 17 minutes, a nice passing play between Hadji and Itten. Sees Itten pushing a great pass through to Tav, who's in the box, and he gets a great shot off and it scores. Unfortunately, Tav was ruled offside. Close call for me. No angle on the TV to confirm or deny. Hard luck, Rangers. What's going on with the RTV with the cameras picking out two ex-Jers players sitting in the stand talking while the game is ongoing? Poor camera work. On 26 minutes, a lovely pass from Davis to Itten sees him swivel past Dicamona, who cynically takes him down. Foul to Rangers. No action from the ref. Should have been a yellow card there. On 27 minutes, the free kick taken by Hadji, right-footed, goes quite close, but misses the left-hand post. Hard lines there, Hadji. On 37 minutes, I'm trying to pronounce his name, Ishibola takes Davis out. Tishbola takes Davis out with a very late tackle where there was no ball to tackle for. Real off-the-ball stuff. Deliberate, dirty play there. Free kick given, but no further action by the ref. Surely that was a yellow card offence. The free kick taken by Tav, nice ball into the box, caused havoc with the Killie defence, who were lashing at everything, and the ball breaks to Balogun, who has a shot which is blocked and goes out to Tishbola, who clears out of the box, but only to Jack, who controls the ball and smashes an unstoppable volley into the top right corner of the net. Brilliant goal there, well done to the Rangers, 1-0 to the famous Magic. Very happy. On 41 minutes, Kent intercepts a poor pass from a defender who heads straight for the opposition. He heads straight for the opposition box where he gets in a good shot which is pushed over the bar by their keeper. Great shot, Kent. Hard lines. On 43 minutes, a lovely pass from Davis finds Aribo, who slides a great pass down the channel to Itten, who picks it up and gets to the edge of the box on the left and cuts a great ball back to Tav, who, just as he is striking the ball, is smashed into from behind by the Killie defender, who had no intention of going for the ball. For me, a definite penalty and a red card. The ref just ignored it. Goal kick given. An absolutely shocking decision by the ref. He is woeful. Half time, 1-0. Second half starts with no changes for Rangers. On 46 minutes, a brilliant header forward by Ryan Jack onto Itten, who appears to brilliantly flick the ball past the defender onto Kent, running down the inside left channel. He controls the ball and heads for the box. Takes on a defender and gets a weak shot straight at the keeper. Great play, but hard luck there, Kent. Poor shot. On 50 minutes, Taft passes a great ball to Aribo, who moves forward and makes a brilliant pass to Kent on his left, who in turn gets in a great shot for the far post, which the keeper makes a great save and pushes the ball wide of the far post in the corner for a corner. Great play, hard luck there, Kent. Really nice football. On 54 minutes, Wright gets back into his own half and wins the ball, gives it to Tav, who moves forward, and in turn he finds Wright on the right-hand side, who carries the ball forward and finds Tav, finds the ball to Tav again with a brilliant pass where Tav gets to the byline, gets the ball low and hard across the face of the goal, and the defender smashed the ball out, but it was heading for Itten just as well. He cut it out, which is cut out by the defender and scrambled out to Tav. Tav picks it up, gets in a nice cross, but this is headed out for a corner by the defender. Good play there by Wright and Tav. Hard lines, Rangers. On 57 minutes, the ball comes out of defence and is picked up by Kent, who makes a lovely pass to Davis, who finds Itten with another great pass. He sees Kent running into the opposition half and he slides a beautiful pass into his path, where he picks up the ball and gets into the box. He sees Aribo arriving on his left, racing into the miles of space, and he lays off the ball on a plate to him. No one near him. Unfortunately, he miscontrols the ball and pokes the ball past the left-hand post of the goalkeeper. Very unlucky there. That should have definitely been a goal. On 93 minutes, a challenge in the corner of our penalty box sees the Killie forward going down, and he is claiming it was a foul inside the box. The referee doesn't want to know. For once, the referee made the right decision. So, full-time, final score 1-0 to the Famous. This result now puts us 79 points from 29 games played. We have 9 league games left to play. We are 21 points clear at the top of the league with a goal difference of 61 with 21 clean sheets. We really sweated to get this result. Sweated. We really worked hard to get this result. I'm not going to sweat because of the temperatures. Player by player. McGregor 8, Tavernier 8, Goldson 8, Balogun 8, Barisic 8, Jack 8, Davis 9, Aribo 8, Hadji 8, Itten 8, Kent 8. And my man of the match was Stephen Davis by a mile, really, followed by Mr. Kent, who played a smashing game, which is a bit better than he's been in the past couple of games. Stats, what is it tonight? 63% Rangers possession and 37% Kilmarnock. Shots, 13 for Rangers, 2 for Kilmarnock. Shots on target, 6 for Rangers, 2 for Kilmarnock. Sorry, 6 for Rangers. Let's say it was 0 for Kilmarnock. Corners, 10 for Rangers, 3 for Kilmarnock. Fouls, 16 for Rangers, and strangely enough, 16 for Kilmarnock. I can't believe that figure. And that is that's the end of a view from the bridge. Thank you.
That's what happens when you're a model, Stevie. You're always getting new teeth and you've got to wear them in, you know what I mean?
I'm a model. I know what I mean. I do my little thing on the...
Oh, brilliant, mate, brilliant. Stevie, thoughts?
Aye, absolutely brilliant. The view for the bridge there, a right in-depth run of the game. I mean, it's as plain and simple for me. I'll give you the short version. I just think it was a good professional performance for the Teddy Bears. I can't recall Alan McGregor making one save. I believe it was a 1-0 game, probably going on 3-0. Referee made some stupid decisions. I was scratching my head. But that seems to be every game now, you know. But, what can we say? 3 points, another box tick, we move on. I like Bridges' wee digs through that there about refereeing and cameramen panning on to 2 ex-Rangers men, probably when they shouldn't have done that either. Yep, I like that. Bridge, that was fantastic, getting that in. There's not enough of it. You know, we need to look after Bahrain now, whether they're ex-players or no, and stuff like that, you know. But anyway, back to the football. I just thought we could have, we could say again, if Roof was on, if Morelos was there, we done enough, and what an absolute stunning goal behind Jack. That first touch to set that up was absolutely out of this world. And no danger was the keeper getting that. That was the net before God getting news. That was absolutely fantastic.
It was a great goal. Great goal. Any other season it'd be up there for goal of the season, but I've not been in the top 5 this year.
Unfortunately, Ox. I mean, Tav's free kick and Roof's beats 3 men and scores for the half-way line. What chances that got?
Then you've got this, was it the Standard League edge one, all the passes, and there's been some fantastic goals this year, but Ryan Jacks will be up there. Yep. It was a sticky pitch, big man, bridge man. Sticky pitch. We weren't at our best. I think we're front players with a lot of endeavour, but never really came to the party. Can get a bit better. But Big Itten and Hadji, they tried hard enough. They weren't getting great service. For White Men, Tav and Bonner weren't particularly fruitful at the weekend, but look, we win the game, we move on, we tick the box bridge, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I must say that I thought Itten turned it on a wee bit approaching the second half and the second half itself. He started to get a grip of the ball. He started to get the guy behind him where he wanted him and things like that. I don't know whether that's because they started running out of legs a wee bit, but he started getting the ball and he put some beautiful passes and flicks through. and they were really nice to see. And when that young boy Wright came on, it was really great to watch other players playing really well for us. You know, it's magic to see. Very happy.
I think we needed to get the second goal, Stevie, and then we would have won by 4 or 5. It was just getting that second goal to take the pressure off, and we never got it. So we take the 1-0 and we move on.
That's correct. That's totally it. You know, I'll take a bridge man for now at the end of the season, you know. And we've got to remember I know that it's probably not been the case, but who's to say Mr. Gerrard never had a wee eye on Thursday night here or not? You know what I mean? 1-0 would have done me before the game, Ox. It was just a professional game. We got the job done. That's the main thing. The week before, I mean, Bridge is saying there about Big Hitton. Big Hitton never get the service against Hamilton at all. The big man was secluded up there himself, you know what I mean? And that game there, you could see wee glimpses of it was starting to come on. But look, it's a box ticked, 3 points, none goals against, and what's that? 29 games, 4 draws. Unbelievable stuff for our team. And you hit on there about some of the goals we've seen this season. I mean, come on, Aberdeen, 25 passes or 26 passes, 19 against what do you call them, Ross County. I mean, you could go on and on about the class of some of our goals this season. The football's been good. Sometimes we just want to get out of that line as Bears and maybe nitpicking wee things maybe we shouldn't.
I agree with that, pal.
People are nervous and frustrated and just willing the team on, take their frustrations out. Well, I'm not saying we were brilliant on Saturday, but we won the game pretty comfortably. You asked McGregor, if you compare it to the week before, you know, McGregor had no saves in the week before against Hamilton, about 4 or 5, you know.
That's right. Aye. Listen, no doubt about it. I mean, I heard you talking the other night there about who could be player of the season, the 4 guys that were mentioned. You know, it just shows you how good some of our players in that team have been totally consistent. The football we've played has been totally consistent. And it's down to some of the older pros, the McGregors, Sir Stephen Davis, you know, absolutely out of this world. Big Golson's been immense. Tav for a right back, 17 goals this season. Any other league in the world, that would probably win you player of the year, you know what I mean? But it's just crazy. You know, we've been spoiled. We're getting spoiled for choice.
A question for the two of you. Was it a penalty on Tav, Stevie, first? I've wrote Bridges' answer down.
Well, look, the view for the Bridge says it. You know, there was an angle there. You never really seen. For me, I'm saying it's a penalty. There was a nudge. But I think if we had better camera angles there, you would have seen it more clearly. I think that, you know, as I say, some of the decisions the referee made, and he was very quick at pointing the spot the week before, but I wonder who was refereeing there. But anyway, yes, for me, it was a penalty kick.
It's a puzzle.
And absolute penalty and a sending off that. He's not going to get anywhere near the ball. The ball's in front of Tav. It's in front of Tav. He's got the only way he can get anywhere near the ball. He must go through Tav. And if you do that in the penalty box, 100%, you brought the man down, and there you go. Red card for that.
That'll do, mate. I thought it was a penalty kick as well. Yep. Okay, let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Things have changed a wee bit on Rangers Radio. When you phone in to join the panel or ask a question, just hang on and you'll get through to our lovely receptionist, Big Steve here, very professional now.
Oh, absolutely fantastic. I've been listening. Aye, and I think it's a great wee touch. Onwards and upwards for Rangers Radio. Let's get the birds, man. Let's get the boys in.
Yes, well, there's a big elf in the room, but we'll wait till the callers come in and let them start to have the wee beer thoughts as the night goes on. We'll stick to the footballers now. You mentioned yes, mate.
I'm just going to say, I listened to your wee tribute to the Berlin Loyal the other night there, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I do know on a personal basis some of the boys, and by the way, you hit the nail on the head when you say during the lockdown, They boys have been excellent in their community. You know, they've done an absolute. They've paid out money to certain wee things, and they've helped their community absolutely brilliantly. And well done to them for myself. Absolutely brilliant. But well done. Well, you guys done it on here. It was a nice touch. Dedicating the wee tune. Fully had the Rangers over here. Really nice touch.
Bridge picked that one out for them.
Oh, Bridge loves that.
He's my artistic director.
If we only had the Rangers over here. Absolutely excellent.
Oh dear. Aye, a pleasure, mate. And obviously for the patron who purchased the strip, we seem to have that more and more on Rangers Radio. People are supporting this club by buying strips and giving them to, let's just say, people who are maybe deserve them better than, well, not deserve, that's not the right word. People who are maybe less fortunate than ourselves. Yeah, if that's fair enough. I don't know. I can't think of the right words, but you know what I mean.
Yep. Aye. Well, for me, listen, I've said it time and time again on this wee station. I've heard a lot of new callers coming in and telling you how they're hooked on this wee station, and they love the banter and everything else. And can I tell you something to the listeners out there? We love it just as much as you guys. I really enjoy coming on and talking about my team, and we guys like the Bridge and the Ox and Fox and all these guys, you know, and there's a lot of good boys in the panel, Southside JFK, you know, a lot of experience. And you can't, honestly, for me, you can't get, the show's absolutely brilliant. And what it does for people behind the scenes, that they look for no accolades at all for anybody, but what this wee station does behind the scenes for people is absolutely brilliant.
All right, I take it you opened the letter I sent you today for. Listen, mate, you don't need to say that, but we're on it together, and it's a team effort. And obviously, if we can do any good for Bears, we will, and we do it without getting publicity. That's what it's all about, mate. That's what it's all about. Listen, people want to join us, so come and join us.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972? It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Aye, it's thanks for that, big man. It means a lot. But we're on it together. By the way, you're saying you love it and you're coming on now. You won this cocky the first time you were on, were you?
Oh no! I had to see Myra Hunley's ma for some Valium before I came on the first show. Aye, unbelievable.
That was funny, mate. That was funny.
Bag of nerves I was. But it's just because you're in there with experienced guys like the Bridge and yourself, and I mean, and I know wee bits of Rangers, their history and stuff, but compared to you guys, I know it's a bit embarrassing, you know. Richie Shearer, Gal Down, Greg McKinnon and Baxter McMillan, Miller, Brandon Wilson. That's as far as I can get back, but you guys can get back to the Al Jolson days. Is that right, Bridge?
Oh, leave him. He's shouting for his mammy. He's shouting for his mammy.
Very good. Very good. By the way, Stevie, that was well done. That used to be the team. That was the team, the Rangers team.
All right,
everybody knew.
We're joined by Darren. Darren,
good evening, panel. Good evening, Bridge. Good evening, Stephen. Good
Hi,
evening,
Dan.
Fox. And good evening, the guys in the lobby. Hope you are all keeping safe and keeping well.
All right, mate. Aye, great. How's you and how's all your time, all right?
I thought it was obviously all good for Rangers. Obviously, the one against Hamilton was obviously slow, but the one against we should have been 3 up at half time, just to get the panel slots and that.
But I never quite got that. You're saying we should have been 3 up at half time in the game there against Kilmarnock.
Can I take the box?
Yeah, is that what you said, Darren?
Yeah.
All right, okay, Stevie.
Dan, if obviously we listened to our manager, he's wee presser after the game in Rangers TV. He said it himself, mate. You know, he says that we need to be that wee bit more clinical in front of goal, and I don't think there's a blue nose on the planet would disagree with that. You know, there's been times, I mean, big Aribo's chance, you know. Yeah, I mean, he took the extra touch, but he should have just put his laces through it, mate. I totally agree that there's times where Rangers should have the game killed off earlier, probably what they should, but look, can we really complain, Dan? The games we're playing, we've got to, think of the players that weren't there, and playing them with 3/4 of the team, really, aren't we? Without guys like Morelos, Roof, and Big Cottage, and guys like that are still in.
Darren, put your phone on mute when you're not speaking, mate. Yeah, carry on, Stevie.
I know. I'm just saying that we're quite lucky at the fact that but maybe like this time last year we weren't killing teams off, we weren't getting that wee extra goal. But Dan's totally right. We need to be a wee bit more clinical in front of goal. Our manager says that himself.
Bridgeman.
Aye, Darren's right. I mean, as far as I can see, I reckon we could easily have been 2 or 3 goals in front by half time. It's some smashing chances. Kent did a couple. Aribo got a couple of shots into. So it was there, and the play was deserved. But unfortunately, we're just not putting that ball away. And I'm not going to say worrying, but it is. If we're worried about end, that's the thing we're going to worry about. Not putting the ball away.
I don't think we're making loads and loads of chances, Darren. I think we should have been at least 2 up, because I think we should have the penalty. So that could have made it 2-0 if we take it. What we're doing is we're getting into situations where we should be working their goalie more and maybe making more chances, and it's not quite coming off for us. For example, the two fullbacks, crosses aren't as great as they were or can be at times. To have the ball's no bounce for them in the box, I'm sure that will return. But if we just keep persevering, 1-0 for the next 4 games, we'll all be happy, mate.
Aye, that's it. Just get the wins in the bag. And as Stevie said when I was listening in, get another box ticked. But obviously it's a bit cagey. Obviously we were 1-0 up before half time, but it's gone to half time, not an each in it, and then it's got 45 minutes to kind of turn it round, and obviously it's a bit of a scare for us, isn't it? Really.
We're all nervous, mate. We're all nervous. I mean, there's some boys no nervous at all. They've got us home and hosed, but I don't like counting my chickens. But I think that if you watch that game now, Stevie, and you watched it, and even if you watched it as a neutral, if it was a boxing match, it'd have been stopped after about 60 minutes.
100%. I mean, I said that. I mean, View for the Bridge said it too. Did McGregor have a safety, mate? Can you remember McGregor?
No.
He touched something in a post.
He had it in his hands once in the second half, mate.
I mean, the old deck chair was back out, wasn't it? Let's be honest. The old deck chair was back out. But listen, again, I get back to Dan's point. We should be killing teams up. As you say, Docs, you should have been 2-0 up with a penalty. If we go 2-0 up, it's going to end up maybe 3 or 4 after that, And it's just an unfortunate thing. I mean, we paid the price, didn't we, at Hamilton for no finishing games off. So you can see why people are a wee bit anxious and a wee bit squeaky bum time at the end of games. They're just, I go back to, we just want to get over that line. We're just desperate to get over that line, and we're maybe nitpicking wee things that maybe we normally wouldn't, but definitely 100%. When our manager says that we need to be more clinical in front of goal, well, that answers your question, Dan.
All right, Darren. Listen, mate, we've got a few callers coming in. Always good to hear from you, mate. You look after yourself, and we'll speak to you soon, brother. All right.
Did you get to speak to anybody for 1872?
I'm in the process of lining it up, mate. There's things behind the scenes, mate, and as soon as they confirm or they don't confirm, we'll let everybody know, mate. Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right, guys.
Smashing,
take care.
Take it easy, mate. Take it easy, mate.
Right.
Cheers, mate.
Bye bye.
Cheers, Dan.
Good point by Darren there, but I've nothing to say. Club 1872 have contacted one of the lads who's involved in the show. We're waiting for a response, and then we'll see what happens if they're going to come on one night. But be interesting if they come on, and there'll be a lot of people get points of view for them. I'm more interested in the singers tomorrow night with Bridges number 2.
I see one thing on that.
Yes.
can I just say, I never wrote a slow in the Club 1872 thing because it was obviously people that were on the show doing their pundit, but why would they not want to come on here and
I don't think they realise the numbers we get, Stevie. I don't think they comprehend. I'm not going to use the word big because that wouldn't be right. But the amount of bears we speak to regularly is quite frightening, mate. It can be in the tens of thousands depending on the show, mate. And some of the other podcasts are going to maybe a couple of thousand. I don't think they comprehend how big we are, mate. And I don't mean that in an arrogant sort of way. It's just that this show's grown and grown and grown. Due to other people yourself.
Can I just say something on that, what you're talking about? Maybe some people when they're on Facebook look at the Facebook figures, but they don't realise there's it's like YouTube, Skype, what's the other one?
MixLR.
There's another, what's the...
Periscope as well.
Periscope, that's the one I'm thinking. I mean, they just look at Facebook, they might think it's just the numbers. That's not the case. And I just think, what a platform these people have got to come on and explain, look, this is what we're looking for. Anybody's interested. I mean, it happened with me with the Rangers insurance thing, sure. I mean, I went through it and I got an absolutely fantastic deal through the Teddy Bear insurance.
No good deal for you, mate.
But it just, only 1872, it would just make total sense for somebody to come on and speak to the amount of bears that is listening into us on any given night. It just makes absolute sense.
All right, talking about guys with sense, we've been joined by Bob J. Evening, Bob J.
Oh.
Good evening. How you doing, everybody? All right.
How are we doing, mate? All right.
Bob J.
Doing all right. First of all, Saturday. I sat there at 3 o'clock and looked at Mr. Wright's lineup and went, here we go again. Just like you said, Bridgeman. Here we go again. We'll have to batter away at this. And I said, and that's what we did. What can you say? You said at the top of the show that tactics like this are going to kill football. Just getting guys to stand on an 18 years line and try and keep the score respectable. If we'd have scored one of the chances on Saturday, well, we'd have scored 3 or 4. That was a comfortable one. I've never seen a Rangers goalkeeper having an easier game. We're by it. We've maintained the point ever since. That'll do me.
Yeah.
I listened to a rerun of the show yesterday, and God, I wish someone phoned in talking about the greatest midfielders. That was absolutely brilliant to listen to. What a great
You don't know any of them.
It was impromptu, mate. It was only the fact it was the conversations after the match about Stephen Davis that made us look at me. That was all, mate. Just for a subject, Something different, And by the way, one night when if the time's right, I'm sure you can gauge your top 10. Yeah.
I will. I definitely will. I just wait till the time is right. Okay, I don't want to.
You never know. You never know, Big Stevie. Maybe one night we'll get Bob J's Rangers story. We're good at getting things out of people on here, aren't we?
Well, the man's promised. Once we go over the finishing line, there's a wee story there. Yep.
Aye, well, it's still the kind of story you're thinking about, Stevie. But I will get there. Yeah, it was a hard workman-like performance on Saturday, and I believe, and this isn't any slur on by getting who I thought worked away, beavered away, but I believe if Alfie or Ruth was playing, then maybe would have scored 2 or 3. So on we go to Thursday night, boys.
Yeah, mate.
On we go.
Pressure's off us. It's a competition we want to do well in, but it's not going to. It'll not have the baggage of the league score, Bob J.
No, there'll be a bit of pressure up on Thursday night, and traditionally we do play well in Europe. We've done well this year. We've beat some notable sides this year. And I'm not going to write off Royal Antwerp, but you never do write off an opponent. You be professional about it, but I think we can go by this tie. And if we do, there's some juicy ties waiting on you. Some good sides here. But we're Rangers, and we're a tough opponent for anybody as well. But that's for the future. We'll see how we go. Is it 6 o'clock kick-off on Thursday night, right?
I think it's 8 o'clock. We'll check for you, Bob J, while you're there, mate. It's one of the.
Yeah, I'm sure it's 8. I'm sure it's 8 o'clock.
All right, that may be a bit difficult for you. That may be past your bedtime, Bob, but we'll let you know how the game goes.
Yeah, absolutely. For a dog walking time, eh?
I'll check it for you, mate. I'll check it. I'm positive it's 8, but I'll check it.
Okay, they maybe all go to 8 o'clock now. I've seen it's the
No,
last
they
6
don't,
days,
mate.
yeah.
They don't. There's 6 and 8. I think the home ties. I think the home ties at 6 o'clock the following week.
All right. Well, that's fine. No matter anyway. As long as the Jersey all right, yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, mate.
And I'm not going to rabbit on about the events of the weekend. God knows you'll hear enough of that to come.
It's still come. But obviously you're in. It's definitely an 8 o'clock kick-off, Bob J.
It's an 8 o'clock kick-off, right? That's good. I can get that old uncle of mine doing to watch again. And I maybe shouldn't, but yeah.
5 to 6 the following week at home, yeah?
Right. That's good. That's great.
Who's Sean for you at the weekend? Who's Sean for you at the weekend, mate?
Who's Sean for me at the weekend? Oh,
yes.
Definitely Sir Stephen Davis. The two with Jack and Davis, I thought they were excellent. I thought they were really, really excellent. I thought they were good. What a goal, Pay. What a strike. Right, I mean, the way they set out, I mean, well, that's what you've got to do against these people, is try and have a go for 18, 20, 25 years, and it worked out for us. I never ever felt like Kilmarnock were going to hurt us. Never. I never thought there was a distinct possibility they were going to hurt us.
I'll go to Stevie with us before we bring Cal in. We've been joined by Cal. Stevie, that just shows you we should shoot more often for outside the box, because it gives some teams something else to think about. If it's one criticism, we can maybe aim at our team as we sometimes try and walk the ball in it.
Yep. You're totally right, Ox. I mean, as I said before, Ross County, so many passes, Aberdeen, 25 passes. I mean, you could go on where they have done the beautiful silky football, doing the part and put the ball in the net. And sometimes that's went unnoticed by Bears. I mean, it's took them a couple of weeks for somebody to say to them, do you know how many passes that was? But listen, it is one criticism. I don't know how many times you're running about that 18-yard box and they're going, putting it out wide, it's coming back into the middle, and they put it out wide again, and you're shouting, grab the shooter, step to the side and ping one. Because there is boys there that can hit them. You know, there's definitely guys there that can hit them. Brian Jack proved that. And he proved it the other year there when he scored two up at Ross County. I think he scored 2 goals in one game outside the penalty box. I mean, there are boys there that can hit it, but what a wonderful strike. And yes, you're totally right, Ox. It is a wee criticism of mine as well. And I think every Rangers fan at some point during the game will say under their breath, man, come on. You should have had a pop there at that. The gap opened up for you. You should have hit it. I think every bear would say that at least once a game anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely right, Stevie.
We've been joined by Cal. Evening, Cal.
Good evening, Ox.
How we doing, brah? All right?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. I just want to thank Bridge again. Excellent. Totally agree with him. Everything he says.
Oh, how do you have to come on and say that? We can't get... His head's that big, we can't get... He's got his own dressing room.
The guy tells it like a bear.
Yeah.
What a shocker you are, Ox.
He gets all the fan mail. Him and Linda got all the fan mail. As I said, me and Stevie's knowing me and JFK's envelope. That's how much mail we get.
But you've got to remember, Ox, you're the conductor.
We get hate mail.
Is your conductor on a bus or a tram car or something?
No, the orchestra.
When
we're all singing Bouncy Bouncy at the end of the season.
Big Stevie's on the fiddle.
We've all been on that at some time. Second fiddle usually in my house.
Absolutely right, pal. Absolutely right.
Right, Cal, give your thoughts on the game on Saturday, mate.
Oh, the usual, fantastic. We won. I don't care if we kill the team off in 10 minutes. As long as we torture them slowly for 90 minutes and we get the result, I'm happy.
Yeah. That was the point you were making, Stevie. It was all about the result,
Oh, 100%. This stage of the season, you've got Europe and all, probably in your thoughts. You know, it's a big thing for the club to keep going as long as we can in Europe for financial reasons, as well as getting our name put, but putting the fear into people actually in Europe now, so we are. But no, at this time of the season, you just want to get the 3 points, and if you can keep the back door shut, that's a bonus. And stroke off the boxes, and it'll no belong to our having our party. Absolutely brilliant.
I think it'll buck every player up. We've been back in Europe because they'll always be wanting to play.
Good comment, mate.
Yep, I'll give them a wee energy boost. I agree with that. I'll give them that wee boost again, get into the last bit of the season. See if we can get a couple of good results against Royal Lad Trout. Let's be honest, guys, there's no easy games in Europe. I fancy us at Ibrox for really anybody. I mean, look at Benfica. They could have beat your 2 legs, and look at the money they've spent in that team. I mean, the bottom line for me is, if we could just beat anybody at Ibrox, then we've always got a chance in Europe. And see if we get that lift getting into the next round, I think we'll see a different Rangers team finishing half a season. I really do. I think they'll get an injection. I think they'll get a wee boost, a wee injection, and I think you'll see them starting to kill teams off with a bit of swagger again.
Oh, great. The only thing I don't agree with, money's no everything in forming a team. You need a team.
No.
That's what Gerrard's done. Gerrard's built a team.
He's forged a team. He's actually forged it, welded it and everything. We're leak-proof. We're better than the Titanic.
I'll take that to Bob Gia, then Bridgeman. Bob Gia?
Well, definitely. I mean, what a fantastic job he's done. I mean, he did a fantastic job last year. It's just that the wheels came off a wee bit after the new year. We all know that. But, the side looks well balanced, well done. The back four, well, the statistics prove that we're talking there about no shooting for 20 and 25 years. We've scored more goals than anybody else. We're 20 goals in front of them. Scored more goals than anybody and less goals than anybody. So something's working right to get us into the position we're in, guys. Yeah, well done, Mr. Gerrard. A good balance of defence, midfield and attack, I would say. And as the old song says in the pub, things can only get better. I think.
Bridgeman.
Yeah, things can only get better, right enough. That's the God's honest truth. Seriously, well done, Bob. Yeah, very good indeed. As far as I'm concerned, the way we're playing, the way the manager's got us playing, excuse me, with a bit more luck, and that's sometimes all you need. A wee bit more luck in your poise when you're holding the ball, and your pass doesn't go too quickly, so on and so forth.
Here's a wee bit of a point. Here's a wee bit of a pointer on you guys. We're playing in Europe Thursday night, right? Great, brilliant. We're going to enjoy it. It's going to be a break for the SPL. We're coming against brick walls every week. Because Royal Antwerp they'll need to come out there at home. They're no easy games in Europe. It'll be great. I'm interested to see how Benfica get on against Arsenal. There you go. That's a wee bit of like a bit of a benchmark for us, because we did great against them. Should have beat them in 2 games. I'm interested to see how they go on against Mikel Arteta. Although that's not my focal. But
we've been joined by Amanda. Evening, Amanda.
I bet you thought you were getting a light off from me, didn't you?
No, that was Amanda. For a minute.
Not for a minute. By Ginger, the receptionist has went up market tonight. Fox's voice has certainly changed since the last time he went out. Did he get something done to his voice box last night when he went out to deliver his cards?
I don't think it was his voice box.
Anyway, I think, as Bob Jerry and that were saying, we really just need to count down the games and keep going, keep moving forward. I mean, let's not get distracted by what's breaking the day for the club, the stuff that's going on. Let's focus on ticking each box as it comes, taking it a game at a time and saying, right, let's start another one off, another one down, and keep it going, and just say, right, we're ready.
She's a wise woman, this Amanda Stevie, isn't she?
Oh, she's no half. Very enthusiastic. Like your Robert Wardlow.
You should have heard me this morning. I was dead quiet because I had a phone call with my genetics counsellor. By God, that shut me up. I was like, oh no, to explain everything that's to happen next after this next blood test. So anyway, that's a different story. But I just think keep it going, go forward, keep the games coming. get the result. Might not be pretty football, but as long as we win and we play, you know what I mean? If we play, we win, and that's it. And just keep it going for the next 4 games. Get that out of the hurdle, and then say, right, we don't need to worry about the next so many games. You know what I mean?
Well, we need 10. But if we take 10 points at the next 12, we'll win the league. Yeah, simple.
That's it. Okay, I think. Definitely think it's we're going to do it. I mean, I don't see anything major happening now. Do you know what I mean? I think at the end of the day, Stephen Gerrard's got the right approach to it. You know, a game at a time. Never mind looking forward to the Celtic game or whatever game. Let's focus on each game as it comes. Next focus is Thursday night. Get a good result in that, and then take it to the next league game. You know what I mean? That's the way we need to do it.
If we win a couple of league games and we're still in Europe, I'll take this to you, Amanda, and then I'll go to Cal with it. If we win our next few games and we keep being successful in Europe, the Celtic games will only be the biggest games for us. It'll be the European.
No. I would say so. I think the league would be won, and we'd be quite happy to still be in Europe.
Yeah. Cal, it's hard to say that about them, but Europe's important for revenue for the club there.
Of course it is. And you know, the only thing I want to do with him is sing what I always used to sing at the games when we were playing him at Ibrox. Send in the clowns.
There's plenty of them at that end of the city, that's for certain.
Hey, leave that end of the city's all good. Where I come from anyway.
Aye, well, that end of your city, aye.
No, the real city.
I know the song, Stevie, but I don't think I've ever heard that one again.
We did it a 3-1 game. When John Gregg got the ball at the byline, ran up the park, passed it out, got it back and stuck it in the net, we won 3-1. Me and my big mate for Dundee.
I wasn't born then.
That was 1975.
Oh, you're lucky.
That was 1975.
Well, I was 5 years old, right? I was 5 years old.
Yes, Stevie.
Is that the game they had a penalty claim and the
Aye,
ball
that's it.
ran up?
Right.
Big Greg taking it away and just ran up, passed it out, got it back and banged it in.
I know about
There you
75.
go.
Was Cooper playing? I can't remember if Cooper was playing, but it was the mid-70s anyway.
Aye.
That was Big Jack. Big Jack.
76, I think.
Well, I still get about to my dad's knee then.
That was just
What was that?
brilliant, that one. That was just brilliant. Well done, John Gregg. Picked the ball up, ran out, passed it on, and ran on, continued on, put it in the net. Just unbelievable stuff. They were screaming. They were screaming.
Played to the whistle.
Here, Bob. Here. Right, everybody, why don't you join us? Oh.
1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Oh dear. Just missed a number there.
I know, we better go again. I think we missed the number, didn't we?
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show. It's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Man, I'm no one for... just between me and you, he's not getting double wages, Fox, for doing 2 jobs. That's his fault.
Oh, bro. Just wait to see his timesheet for that one.
He's not getting double. If he's daft enough to do 2 jobs, Steve, he deserves everything he gets, doesn't he?
Is it no 3 jobs he's got, Ox? Is he not looking after the widows during the pandemic? Oh,
he's got that, mate, but he takes that as a sort of hobby, mate. He doesn't class it as a job.
His bills for that aren't quite as high. You know?
All right, brilliant. Right, okay, where were we? Let me just look. Right, okay. Wasn't it a great game, Carl? We won the game. You made that point. Who's shone for you? We've heard other people who's shone for them. What about you? And then the same question to Amanda.
Ryan Jack, Steve Davis. the whole front line, they worked hard. There's nothing again, they're not getting enough boys. Our full-backs aren't there anymore. I still think I'm down to see Scotty Arfield coming back. Simple as. Somebody bursting through.
Mm-hmm. I thought Kent get better as the game went on, but I didn't think he started well. Too deep for me, mate.
Too deep for me as well. But he's got to pick up the ball deep.
They want him and Joe Aribo getting the ball further forward. And who's Sean for you, Amanda?
I'm the same. Ryan Jack, Steve Davis, the front line as well. Because the problem was they're packing the box again. It's just packing us in the area and hoping that we don't get a shot in. This low defence, blocking the area, trying to let us get shots in. But I thought Stephen Davis was outstanding on Saturday. I thought he covered every blade of grass, such as it was. But I thought he covered a lot of the park. And Ryan Jack, great again.
Yeah. I think everybody's pretty much said the same thing. Goldstein and Balogun sort of strolled through the game, Stevie.
Aye, they didn't have. They're invisible at times, weren't they? Your defence is absolutely... I mean, what can we say about our defence? Doesn't matter if it's Hollander and Golson or Golson and Balogun. But Gerrard's made us hard to beat. We're totally hard to beat. Even when we're not scoring a lot up front, we're keeping the back door shut. And that breeds confidence in itself. And can I just say something about Kent coming deep there? That's where you miss wee Alfie. Normally wee Alfie would come deep and let Kent push on a wee bit, It's just wee things like that we miss him,
Truth in that, Stevie, a lot of truth. I think that I'll be glad that Alfie will be back. He has got his bands done. Has Roof still got one match to go?
One game to go.
One game to go. So that'll be interesting when we get that game out of the way and let's get all our players back.
I think, and I'll put this, we'll go in the panel just briefly before we bring in Portbear, who's going to join us for a second. I think Stevie summed up nicely there. We do miss Morelos. Bob Chair?
Miss him big time. Definitely. Miss him big time. You can see it. The boy, aye. Okay, he's doing well, but no. You must have the top man there. That other lot up the road, I think they've turned into a one-man team. I'm not saying we've no, obviously, no chance. But Alfie's not on the team. There's a spark that you miss. You miss his work rate. You miss his goals. You miss his presence in general. Simple as. He's your top man, and you do miss him. As we've conversated about, needs to learn to behave himself. But no, Alfie's we're racing the pack, and you do miss him.
Carl?
Aye. Ox, just before I go, I'm going to say, we do miss Morelos, but we can't always take the fire away from him. He's got to have that wee bit of bad temper, or he's just going to get kicked everywhere without saying anything. Good night. Thanks a lot. I'll call you again. Bye-bye.
Cheers, mate.
Right, Paul.
Oh, man. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
He talks more than me.
I woke up in a cold sweat about 3 o'clock this morning, man, and I thought you were ringing me.
Right. I was in a cold sweat thinking about that phone call I was getting at 11 o'clock this morning, and I was still on it at 2 o'clock this afternoon.
Take it she asked the first question to you then.
Well, it was asking me questions all the time. It was about my cancer, so it's a cancer appointment, so I've got the hospital. Well, I need to phone them tomorrow because I found another wee.
Don't keep that yourself on here.
But anyway, as I say, I've got to go to the hospital next week, and then I've got checks to get done. So I need to phone them tomorrow about something. But apart from that, I'm okay. But I think we definitely miss Morelos when he's not there. There's a spark missing for the front line when he's not there. There's that wee bit of fire, you know what I mean? That's not quite there when he's... Okay, we know he can misbehave at times, but would he be the same player if you took that completely away from him? Would he? Or, I just love the guy to bits. I mean, I just think he's a great player. Of course, I'm going back to when I was in love with Alan McCoist,
That was a different... You loved him for a different reason.
Aye, I know, because he came Peaceful Bride.
Right, we'll get some more callers coming in, Amanda, right? We speak to you soon. I take it
right. Okay, take care. Good night. Have a good night. Bye. 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 Bye.
What a lassie, Steve here.
Oh, crazy stuff. Aye. As you said, once she comes out herself, she'll be a great caller, Ox, no?
Her and Robert are going to do a show with 155 because they'll all be out.
Talk to years after tournaments.
I've got you sitting behind here. I've got you sitting behind here to like Norman Bates' mother. They'll not hear me.
Brilliant. Can I just say something on Mr. Morello, Socks?
Yes, mate.
Listen, there's no a team in Scotland when they have the guy, and you're totally right, but Bob Jernat is saying you don't want to take the wee bit of fire off him. He wouldn't be the same player, you know. Look, he occupies a full back line. You're in the opponent dressing room, and he's up there. He's on, you know, he's playing. Your game is... It automatically goes for your game plan. Your mind must be on him constantly. And I don't care who you are, he's an absolute handful. And when he's dragging defences all over the place from left to right, it's leaving gaps for Ruth Kent, etc., to get and score goals.
Yeah, mate. Listen, we've been joined by Malcolm for the Philippines, mate. Evening, Malcolm. Evening, Malcolm. Oh, we'll be right with us. Carry on, Stevie.
No, I was just saying that, you know, the times that he's been out with team suspended, you know, you miss some big time Ox. Let's not be kidding. We're a different animal when he's in the team. We know he does petulant things, and we know some of the Rangers fans get wound up, but there's a bigger picture here. You've also got to take into consideration what the wee man puts up with. The wee man puts up with some stick here in Scotland on and off the field. But he still goes on, he shrugs it off, and he still goes in there, and he digs and drags defences all over the place. For me, we're just a different animal when he's not on the team, and I'm glad he's coming back.
Try and see Malcolm's with us. Malcolm, you with us, mate? Speak, or forever hold your peace. Come on, Malcolm. I'm sure he'll be raising a minute. I get it. I think it's Bridge. It's always saying he's our best player. Bridgeman, you've always said that, haven't you? Even when others have grabbed the limelight, like Tab.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he's the most skillful, technically skillful person we've got in our team. He's got everything for him. His body movement, the way he can sway the body, you name it. All these wee things. He always gets a nutmeg out of players. And it's just fantastic. Obviously, wee problem with the, shall we say, the temper and so on and so forth. But a marvellous player. Oh, what a wonderful player. He needs to score goals. That's what he needs to get back to doing, scoring goals and lots of them. And then his value will go back up and Rangers could maybe cash in on that if they're ever want. Can I just say, somebody got their video on?
Oh, they did for a second. It's gone, mate. Never mind that. Yeah?
It's blaring me right in the face here.
Just look the other way.
No, look the other way.
Malcolm, have you joined us, mate? No, I don't think he has. Right, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll maybe, while we're waiting, we'll get a tune, and then we'll see if Malcolm weighs, and we'll see if there's any more callers coming in. So get yourself a mute. We're going to have a tune.
Took a trip to Eyebrow, my favorite team for to cheer, where they were playing the Glasgow Celtic on the first day of the year. Now the ground was filled to capacity as the teams come out to play. The animals sang the soldiers' song, and the people sang Dolly Gray. Now half time it came a wanking, the Glasgow Celtic were in the lead. Fenian Tully was drowning everywhere, shaking his rosary beads, while the green flags, they were flying high. Celtic hearts were full of pride. The second half, sure, it started, and the Rangers, they turned the tide. Won't you play up the Glasgow Rangers? Oh, play up the boys in blue. Oh, play up the Glasgow Rangers. We're here to cheer for you. Now the ball goes out to Walker, and from 30 yards he did score. Sure, you couldn't hear your ears at Ibrox Park for the sash my father wore. Oh, play up the Glasgow Rangers. Sammy Cox is on the ball. He slips it through to Willie Woodburn. Then on through to Ian McCall. McCall to Billy Simpson. Oh, here come the boys in blue. Well, Simpson beats the Celtic centre half, and then goes number 2. Now the Rangers fans are roaring. Jardie Young, he takes a free onto the head of William Simpson, and then goes number 3. Well, it's 3-1 for the Rangers. That was the final score. A happy new year from Ibrox Park, for Rangers beat the Celtic once more. Yes, a happy new year from Ibrox Park, for Rangers beat the Celtic once more. Yes, a happy new year from Ibrox Park, for Rangers beat the Fenians once more.
And why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Oh, we're going to have to look at that, Bridge. You're not getting your wee sing-along bit after the tune.
You're right there. You're right there. And a happy new year from Ibrox Park as Rangers beat the Celtic once more. Wonderful, nerdy game.
Listen, don't you go singing tomorrow night and showing us up.
Oh, God, no.
I put it out there, Stevie, Jodie Pollock, who's become a celebrity Rangers singer for us in the last year or so, maybe a wee bit longer, actually. Young Jodie's coming and join Port Bear, Bridge and myself tomorrow night for a chat. We'll get a Rangers story. She'll sing a few songs for us, and we'll have a good laugh, Bridge, man, eh?
Yes, indeed, pal. Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So she says,
looking forward to it.
She's got some good songs out there, Stevie, at the moment, yeah?
Yep. Beautiful voice, mate, and what a lovely... I take it, I'm really interested in seeing her background, some of the tunes she comes away with, and some of the words in it. I'm looking forward to that. That's a great wee treat for the listeners, though. Lovely voice, the lassie.
If she plays her card right, I maybe let her duet with Bridge on his next Christmas album, if she's good.
Yeah, The Gambler.
The Gambler, yeah.
The two of them could the islands in the stream. Jodie and Bridge, man.
Brilliant. You gotta know when to hold them. Know when to fold them.
Stop talking about my life, just right.
Bob, do you know she plays this show back tomorrow when you're not in?
Oh, she'll not do that, I can assure you.
She does.
She'll not do that.
I sent her the link.
I can't get her off the phone to her sister, so she'll not do that. Nah, she's alright. She's looking after the dogs today, or the dogs are looking after her, one of the two. There you go. Anyway, a hard slog at the weekend, and we've got a hard slog on Sunday against this Dundee United, because they'll just be the same.
Yeah, mate.
Although I
Listen,
think they might be a
I'll
bit
cut
more
across.
adventurous.
Yeah, I'm going to cut across. You've got a caller coming in, mate. I will come back to you. Don't worry, mate.
Right. Sorry.
Evening, Stevie.
How you doing, guys?
How we doing, mate?
I've been listening and watch the show most nights. What do we want to talk about? Rangers, I think we need to give them a wee bit of a break. It's hard to not lose a game. 29 games?
Yeah.
I think we are doing very well. And again, I don't want to tell stories. Long time Rangers supporter. First decent game was the St. game against Arsenal. So I have worked for Ibrox for 5 years and had season ticket for 26. Stupidly gave it up because they were stealing more money left, right and centre. And it breaks my heart that I can't get to see them after I've given them 31 years of my life in a row. Do you know what I mean?
Aye, mate, we get it, mate. We get it.
It's hard. We can't, sorry for talking over you. Aye, but I agree with everything the boys are saying. And they've got to just give them time. They'll take 55, and are we going to have a teddy bears picnic? One to remember.
Oh, I know where I'm going. I know whose house I'm going to. I'm not saying it live on air, but I know whose house I'm going to. If we're allowed, of course. If we're allowed.
Are you allowed to tell any stories? I'd love to tell you one wee story, and then I'll go off like and all of it. And it's a classic for any Rangers fan. And any of the boys that are listening that go to the Teddy Bears picnic every year at Ibrox, they'll know who they are. The classic was working at Ibrox, the 2 each game, Rangers and Celtic. And of course, we went down to 89 men. I was working and I was at the other side of the tunnel. Graham Souness walks in with his £2,000 suit on, and you're not meant to speak to the manager, the players, but if you're a blue nose, you can't stop yourself. He walked in with his hands in his pockets and says, I says, a bit up against it here, Graham. And he's like, no problem, son. And I thought, you're being a bit arrogant here, but of course, when we had coffee, put that equaliser in at the very last minute, I was spinning my head round the tunnel, and it was like a jet engine, and it's a memory I'll never forget for as long as I live. And I love telling the story because that was stunning. With my head round the side of the tunnel, watching Goff sliding that in, and everybody going mental. I know it's just a funny wee story.
It was one of the biggest roars ever at Ibrox when that ball went in the net.
It was like a jet engine. I'm not joking because I could hear it if I'm standing in the tunnel. And of course, just to finish up, Graham Souness, he walks back in and just nodded to me and says, told you so. And I thought, that's right, he was one of the best. That's all I'm going to say on that. I'll just listen to the rest of watch the rest of the stuff and listen to it on the radio. Thanks for first time callers, so I'm a wee bit nervous.
That's all right, mate. That's all right. How long have you been listening to the show for?
Oh, last lot of month or so. I didn't, because I just skipped on. I thought, what's this Ranger radio? Because usually any day with Rangers, we all listen to it, but I can't stop. It gets a bit obsessive, and I can't stop laughing at all the wee stories that they've got here. Because I stupidly like to flick your tail listening with that mob on the other side of the city, I've got to say, and they're panicking. The wheels are coming up.
Oh, don't worry about them, mate. Did you see their accounts doing, I think, about
6 million?
Nearly 30 million plus difference for last year, mate.
But what gets this was because some of them actually, their fans, I don't want to say it, speak sense, because they both come off their lorry ages ago. They thought they just had to show up, and the famous Glasgow Rangers were not going to do anything. And it's come back to this, which is, I'm glad to say, because we've just sat there and said, we'll do it. It broke my heart that they get put into that division. I felt sorry for Coisty, the whole lot of them. But again, we've showed their true colours.
Yeah, and the support.
No, sorry. Sorry.
Where are you from, Stevie?
Just at Darnley.
Darnley. Stevie for Darnley. We'll put that next to your name. We don't want to get mixed up with Stevie for Drumchapel. You know that would be.
No, but I'll be interested because, as I said, the boys have a Teddy Bears picnic every single year.
Darnley's not high enough. Not high enough for Drumchapel.
It's a brilliant show, guys, and you can see why you get so many hits on.
There's some people like yourself who make the show, Stevie. Thanks for joining and taking the time to join us.
We are the people. I was sitting there enjoying you, but nice to talk to you guys and keep the good work up. And
phone in again, mate.
I will do it. I'll do that. I'll try not to start on next time here because I'm
don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Take yourself, mate. Yeah.
We are the people. Is there a guy? I want to come down there because it's a guy that sounds like a boy I know that's well quoted with Rangers. Alan, and every time I hear him, I think it's Alan. A regular, I mean, so I was just wondering if there's an Alan comes on there.
I can't comment on people.
No, because I was going to come on and say, Alan, what are you doing? I was going to kind of on because I'm sure it's him, right?
It might be. You never know, mate. You never know.
Because he'll know who I am if I say Stevie.
All right, you take it easy, mate.
Do you want to tell us who you are then?
Stevie
you
Mitchell.
Take it easy, mate, yeah?
Stevie Mitchell.
All right, Stevie, take it easy, mate, yeah?
Take care, no surrender.
All right, cheers.
Good call, Stevie. Good call, Stevie.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, mate. Bye-bye.
Cheers, Stevie.
Danley Ox, huh?
Well, that just shows you. One for the Philippines, Malcolm's still having trouble, and one for Danley. We go everywhere.
Oh, Danley's a right rough area. Even the Rockwellers are going about in pearls.
I'm not taking that with you two. The Cray twins on me when the night. You know what I mean? Ronnie and Reggie.
The window cleaner goes about with a sander.
Oh dear.
That's quite good. Bob, yeah, that was quite good.
Bridgeman's writing that one down, Bob, yeah.
Absolutely.
Right, okay. Great. First time calls. It's always good to get people on for the first time, isn't it, Stevie? Everybody's got to pop their cherry.
Of course they are. I mean, you said to me earlier on the first time when I came on the panel, I was a bit nervous. And that was an understatement. No, you're going on the radio and what if I say this, what if I do that, and what if I say a sweary word. And, look, we're all bears. We all make wee mistakes. So anybody that's thinking about, I don't want to go on, I'm a bit worried, just break your duck and go on and talk to the boys. We're all the same. We're off hard working class families. We're all proud of our Rangers heritage. Just go on and we'll have a right good gab.
I thought I was working class till I met Fox and I realised I was middle class. Oh dear. Right, okay. I think we're waiting for some calls coming in. No, nothing yet. The boys are working away in the background. Oh, here we go.
I thought I saw
Malcolm will be raised now.
How you doing, boys?
You all right, Malcolm?
Yeah.
Right, Malcolm.
Over the moon over here. I've got my flag ready.
Brilliant, mate. Brilliant. Stevie, Malcolm for the Philippines. Over to you, mate.
Unbelievable, wasn't it? The Philippines. Am I right in saying this is the same Malcolm that has to get a boat, a train, a plane? He can just get a carry out.
That's what it used to be like in Drumchapel.
Yeah, the bars are open. The bars are open now.
Bars are open.
I can take my flag down to the local pub now and stick it up.
What time's it there in the Philippines, Malcolm, if you don't mind me asking?
5 o'clock in the morning.
Now, is that no dedication, Rangers Radio, huh? 5 o'clock in the morning. Well done, Malcolm. Brilliant.
I listen to you every morning, mate.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, that was some goal by Jack. What a goal.
Brilliant goal, Malcolm. Absolutely brilliant goal. Malcolm, have you got the show on in the background there, mate?
No, I've just got a fan running.
All right, okay, that's what we're hearing. It's a wee bit warmer with you than it is here.
I can't live without a fan here up there.
Yeah, always great to hear for you, mate. Always great to hear for you.
I tell you what, you know that Arrivo, it was easier to score than it was to miss it.
It was, mate. It was. Listen, Malcolm, we've not got a great line at our end, so we're going to let you go. It's not that we want to let you go, it's just that the sound's not brilliant. It's always great to hear from you, mate. And listen, you get in touch ASAP, and obviously we win that 55. You're welcome to the party, mate, yeah?
I'm definitely, I'll definitely.
Keep the flag flying, Malcolm.
Cheers, Malcolm.
Brilliant bridge man, all the way for the film.
Oh, yeah, lovely. He's a lovely guy to speak to him. He's been on a number of times. Superb.
Aye, and obviously you're the guy that's been put down for that trip. If somebody's got to go there and support,
That'd be brilliant. Aye, absolutely.
We'll put you
absolutely.
Down for that one, aye.
Although I must admit, there's somebody with a bit more experience in that area. Would be, I think Skipper would be a good choice as well.
Aye, well, he knows the language.
People from the Far East, aye.
He gets the Philippines, Stevie. I get Rossi.
I love it.
You know what I mean?
Coach. Brilliant, man. Brilliant. But that just shows you, Ox, at 5 a.m, he's up listening to Rangers radio. Absolutely brilliant, man. The bells.
It shows you.
Aren't we? We're everywhere.
Club 1872 should come on and talk to us, because we're not just talking to local bears, mate.
No, definitely no.
Exactly.
Aye.
No, Big Stevie, you were right. That's the chap. He lands at Manila or something like that when he comes back, and then he gets a bus, and then he gets a boat across to another island, and then he gets another bus, and then he gets a ferry out to his own wee island where he lives. It's quite incredible.
That's how he's got a bad line bridge with the amount of Navy satellites he's pinging himself off at there to try and get a signal road. Unbelievable. Absolutely.
All right, Port Bears joined us.
No. Dato.
How are we doing, boys?
Obviously, he's looked at his calendar because he's on tomorrow.
Aye, but I just wanted to ask you a question.
Here we go.
Keep it for tomorrow night.
Well, I could, but I could ask it more night when it's busier.
We've got all the brains on the night, have we?
That's what it is, aye.
On you go.
And this might trigger
a few
listeners. No. Right, as you know, we're only a few games away from winning the league, right? My question is to you, though, can Rangers do the perfect 10 and finish the season undefeated?
Perfect 10? We've only got 9 games left.
Oh, right, perfect 9. I texted you that last night, smart.
Poor Bill, what kind of question's that?
Well, I asked this man a question last night, so...
You've been listening to Kid Young too long.
Tell them about the one you said to him about the boxing.
I give us that.
He phoned me on Saturday night. He says, you need to watch this boxer. He's very, very good. I says, is that the one in the canvas kid, the oxygen?
Brilliant.
That was a shock, that. Port Bear. Right, okay.
Yes, mate.
Good question, right, okay. Is it important? I think getting over the line first and foremost, we could still have another 2 competitions to win. Would we like to do it? Of course we would. Stevie?
Of course we would like to do it. Are we going to do it? Do I think we're going to do it? No. There you go. No. Because I think we're going to get into the next round of Europe, and I think we're going to sink all our energy into that after we go over the line. And that's the only reason I think we're not going to do it. It's just because I think we're going to get to the last 16. And I think that we'll be stretched a wee bit. Where teams will be sitting sharpening in life, waiting as I think we'll lose a game before the end. But only because I think we're going to go further in Europe.
Bridgeman?
Well, I'm one of the guys that hopes it could happen. I would love to see them doing it. I'd love that club, the squad, to get the glory of that would be fantastic for them, and of course our fans. But to go this season, they've done so much this season. If they could go to the final 9 games undefeated, I don't think Port Bears mentioned that we win all the games, but just undefeated to the end of the season, then that would be that would just be fabulous. That would I don't think we were going to lose very many games, let's put it that way, but we might draw a few. That would be fabulous, seriously fabulous. What a record to finish up with and win the championship. Just unbelievable. In the meantime, as the guy said there, keep going in Europe. Win every game you can. Just go for it. It's only a number of games now.
Bob Chair?
The original question was, can we go through the league season undefeated?
Basically, that was a question, mate.
Well, yes, I think we can, because like I said last week, we're starting to get the squad back together again. Their Scotty Arfield got a run out on Saturday, and Alfie and Kemar Roofs to come back. I think Defoe's for again. Yes, I didn't see why no. We can't go through this league season undefeated. Europe, different issue altogether. We can do. I think we can go a stage further in Europe, possibly a stage further again. It all depends who you're drawn against. But we're doing fantastic. We're doing great. Look at the point we've got up to now. Look at the statistics we've got up to the undefeated run and the goals scored and the goals against. We've done great. But go through the season undefeated? Yes, definitely. I think we can. So
can I flip the question to you, Port Bernard? Can I flip the question to you? Yeah?
Yes.
Right, okay, so you got a choice. Quarterfinals of the UEFA Cup, which is obviously another step forward than last year, and you lose one game in the league. What would you take?
I'd also take a quarter-final, mate, but I'm along the same sort of lines as Bridgman says. I think you get the season finished, and I always think a team like Rangers needs an incentive to go and, don't let the season peter out. Mm-hmm. I think we've got you've touched on, we've got a squad there that are coming back. So I think we've got a squad there that could handle the remaining fixtures and continue to perform in Europe, where we seem to, find our own. We've got a tactic in Europe, Oxford, which is hit on the counter, and we're devastating at it. But I just think, what a season that would be, Oxford, to win the league, finish it unbeaten, and get in the last 16.
Remember when Invincible rivals had been beat 13-1 or something by a team in an Invincible season in Europe,
I did so, mate. But we're like up set up for Europe, mate. We're an absolute outstanding team in Europe. You know what I mean? I just think Rangers seem to have this bit between their teeth, mate. Even when we're not playing well in the league, we seem to have that knack of winning games, and that's where I see. I'm going to say out loud, Oxford here now, I think we'll do it. I think we'll finish undefeated. We'll win the league, and I think we're going to get to the last 8 at least in Europe.
All right, I'll take that, mate. Stevie, one of the things about the league is, by the time we get to the split, all the positions could be sorted, mate. That's the farce of the split. I never thought it was a good idea. We could be first, we could be second, and maybe Hibs could have third, maybe near enough sewn up, mate. So every rudder could be dead, if you like.
Mm-hmm. For me, I hope it is all done before the split, and I hope what Port Bear was saying there. I think every Rangers fan hopes we can get through the season without getting beat, and just like every Rangers fan thinks, we hope we can go even further in the last 8. But you've got to cool down a wee bit and look at it. I mean, if Celtic were closer to us, I would probably say we wouldn't even be thinking about Europe. We'd be concentrating the league that much. I think we probably could then go undefeated because they were a bit closer to us. I just think this league's going to be done and dusted and over, and I think we're going to sink all our energy into the European campaign, and try and get that wee bit further. I mean, what we've done now in Europe's just over exceeded our expectations, and if they get beat, no, touch wood, it never happens. But if we get into the next round and stop there, then it's progress for what we've done last year. I hope it's done beforehand.
All right, come and join us.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
It's a good question, mate. I think the support just first and foremost want 55, and that'll be the end of it. And then we move on from there, Bridgman. 55, Get your hats, scarves, your T-shirts, sweatshirts, bandanas.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really and truly, that's exactly what it is. Get us to 55, win the games, win the games that we need to win, and then win them as quickly as possible. And so we'll get to a position where, to all intents and purposes, we can't be beaten, and therefore we'll win the league. Mathematically impossible to lose it. And then we can start thinking whatever we want to think. Some guys might turn and say, right, concentrate on Europe now, which means dropping the quality of the league and putting a load of youngsters in for league games. Personally speaking, and it's only me, I think there's enough want and drive within our squad to go the rest of the season if they so wish. So they could sit down and have a wee meeting in the dressing room and say, "Are we going to go for this? Let's go for it." Simple as that. To me, that's all.
Europe might be the factor.
Absolutely.
All right. It might be the factor. Right, okay, we're just waiting for a caller coming in. A good caller at that. Listen,
I'm going to bow out, mate. Right?
All right, by the way, folks, I said, nae laughing tomorrow night, nae giggling and nae enjoying yourself.
All right, Paul, you take care.
All right, Steve.
Port Bear, you under pressure after Fox's question?
Oh, no, not at all.
Okay.
I just need to keep controlling my laughter. That's all it was.
Everybody's waiting to hear you. Give us some chat. Ask us more questions. Or give us more stats.
Bridgeman.
He's on tomorrow night, isn't he, of course?
Yes.
Tonight. You can go with him as well, Bridge, if you want. Right, okay. We'll be joined by speak to you later, mate.
As always. All right, mate. All right, mate.
Take it steady. We'll be joined by the one and only Alex from Wishaw. How we doing, Alex?
Good evening, Ox there, Bridgeman, Stevie, Bob, J, and who else is on the panel? How we doing, lads?
How you doing? All right, mate.
Good stuff. I'm just phoning up, well pleased now with the result there at the weekend.
Good.
Very chuffed, very chuffed. That's another one ticked off. 4 to go. Let's get this season finished. Get it finished and get a good run in Europe now as well. We can't complain at that.
Here, mate. It was look, we weren't actually quite comfortable. Obviously, we all get nervous the last 15 minutes because of the movie last week, but when you actually looked at it when the game was finished, we were pretty comfortable, Alex.
I was never really in doubt. But you're right enough. The week before and that, there was an entirely different game in that. Hamilton Ackies have proved it there as well. They committed the weekend and gave all a severe doing there, so didn't look too bad at the end, but our game in Kilmarnock was never in any doubt. We could have maybe scored 2 or 3 goals, wee bit another break and that, but that's what it's all about. It's just getting the 3 points and moving on, and it's getting closer and closer. You can feel it now.
Here. Right, mate, I'm glad you're joined us. You're a wise man, and obviously there's an elephant in the room in the last 24 hours as such. The story broke yesterday morning. I actually got sent the story, and then it was confirmed last night when Rangers put out a tweet just as we came on for the wee show. Thoughts, Alec?
Is this about the party?
Yes.
Is it allegedly? Is it right? Is it clarity now? Is this before they went to the party? Is that right?
I don't think my information is it was a party that they went to watch the boxing. That's what's doing the rounds now, mate. You know,
right.
But
no, I never thought.
Obviously, they were silly and went and maybe didn't realise but broke the rules. Yeah.
Oh, it's to be quite truthful. I've got to say, I'm a bit shell shocked. Then after what happened with Edmondson and Jones, you would think, listen, we've all got to stick in together here. Important here it is. We don't want any distractions. I know there's young boys. If actually I heard 2 or 3 names in that, but I wasn't too sure if it was true or no. You know what it's like, but quite disappointed in that. But what can you do? The club's tried everything.
Young boys make mistakes, mate.
They're only young boys, right? But the club are doing everything. They're following all the protocols and that. So once they leave the bubble and that, you're just hoping they've got the responsibility, the Rangers players and that, to know what they're doing. But it just shows you how it backfired. Oxford just backfired.
Aye, it's a distraction we could do without, Bridgeman.
Yeah, 100%. 100% we can do without it. I actually feel sorry for the boys, because right at this moment, their heads will be spinning, if not the whole body be spinning. I don't know. We don't know what the party was. It might have been something a lot lighter than the press is giving it credence to. All the snipers, the media hounds, they'll all be there with their own wee version of the story and blah, 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 blah. Because at the headline, it's the big bad Rangers, and let's bring them down. And they'll come out with all the rest of it, and they'll send their hounds out to put stuff on Twitter, blah, 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 blah. That's the way it'll go. And I hope Rangers fans could keep their own counsel at the moment until such times as we hear properly from the club as to what's actually happened and what's going to happen after it. That's what we need.
Stevie?
For me, young boys, make a mistake, we've got to remember that they are young boys, I mean, I don't know maybe if I'm right or wrong here, but Rangers test these boys every day coming into training. And if they're all tested negative, they're on the one bubble at training, how could they not sit and watch the boxing together at night? I don't know what the pros and the cons are, but I just think after what happened to Jones and that, you think that the boys would use their head a wee bit. But let's be honest, Brad says the most probably sensible thing that will come out of it. The media will hype it up. The media will whip it into a frenzy. The propaganda will be whipped against the Rangers again because it's Rangers players. But I mean, the names, I think it was Bassey and it's a couple of fringe players and a few youth players, wasn't it? So Rangers get into that training ground every morning. They're getting tested for COVID, and obviously they get their COVID test back within hours, don't they? So I take it, why would they not go and watch the boxing together, young boys? They probably thought it was all right, and maybe they brought a couple of protocol rules somewhere down the line. But my God, they'll get whipped. They'll get whipped. But again, young, naive boys, no experience, and we've got to remember that these are young boys that play with Rangers. They want to tell the world to play with Rangers. They want to go out there and intermingle. And my God, I know that they're probably young lassies phoning them and trying to get them out all the time. You just don't know the situation, and they've made a mistake, I think, and I think
they might pay a heavy price, mate. Might pay a heavy price.
Well, we've seen what happened to Jordan Jones and the fridge, didn't we? In the nicest possible way. A few of the bells on here says that might be a nice way of saying you'll never be playing in a blue jersey again, putting them out on loan, and you might not see any of them back again the way it is. So if I was the young boys, I'd start to, I'd be worried. I really would be.
I think the story's slightly different, mate. There's differences in the story, but I think it's not them getting together if they're with other people. That's obviously they're outside this so-called bubble.
Yep.
So they live and learn.
We'll find out when Rangers bring that. They'll have a statement at some point about it.
It'd be pretty simple, mate.
When they tell you the statement, it's the truth. So I wouldn't listen to any other outlet, papers or anything like that.
Aye. Look, let's just park it, but it's noise we could do without Bob Gia.
Oh, you can absolutely do without it after the experience we had earlier on, as you said, with Jones and the fridge, Big Edmondson. But I don't know. Apparently the police have handed out 10 on-the-spot fines. So if a minute of them was watching the boxing, you don't know. You didn't ken the ins and outs. It'll be up to when the 2 boys or the 4 boys or whatever number it was sit down with the management of the Rangers and explain their case as to why they were there. But as we're all agreed, the one denominator is they should have known better. I know, hey, we're all sitting in the house and we're frustrated. Every one of us. I've not seen my granddaughter for 11 weeks now. And there's the whole country's in the same boat. We're under a lockdown. They're top-class pros. They should have learned for the experience, the previous experience, Jones and Edmondson. I'm sorry for him. A young guy's a young guy. Chris, he's wanted to go into the world on a Saturday night and he's wanted to do what he does. I did it when I was a young boy, but this is an extremely serious circumstance. and they've fell by the wayside, I'm afraid. And I'm afraid they might never play for Rangers again.
And Bob J, I have to say that... Sorry, Bob J, I thought you were finished.
My big fear is there was this woman for the BBC came on today trying to influence Sturgeon to hammer Rangers. And she's at her yellow red cape tail. You don't know what way that young's going to jump. But those walk-in their opinionaires, and that's what's worrying me. We've worked so hard this season to get the ultimate success of being champions. Like we discussed on the show, the length of come in Europe, their team is doing so well. And as Ox says, we can do without this elephant in the room. We didn't want that. Everything was going so well, and suddenly, yesterday, you get the big, oh no. So here's hope that it blows over, takes care of itself like it did with Jones and Edmondson, and we carry on as normal. That's what I'm wishing for. So we'll just let the events evolve and see what happens.
Yeah, Bob, I was thinking that we obviously don't know. Nobody knows the full story, and we won't know until the story comes out.
You want to bet?
No, well, there's going to be rumours and there's going to be leaks. And if there's leaks, and that's why I was saying earlier, maybe everybody should be holding on and keeping their own counsel, because the stories get mixed up, and before you know it's Chinese whispers and goodness knows what. We need to get clarification from the source. That's Rangers is the only source in this case, and that's who we should be listening to. But I have to say, I think there's a big groundswell of opinion saying that these boys are no youngsters anymore, really. They're playing in the first team sometimes. We're talking about Bassey and Patterson. If it's them, we don't even know who they are. But if it's them, then my goodness gracious, they're going to get pounded. One way or another, they're going to get pounded. Hopefully, they're not going to get the club pounded. That's the main thing.
That's the main thing. That's my big fear. Is that these politicians, especially this SNP, we've all got an agenda with them, or an opinion on them, whatever. And I didn't want them turning around having to back Rangers into a corner, because they would do it, you know. They would do it. I wouldn't underestimate them. They would do it. Okay, you didn't listen to the protocol before, you're going to listen to it now. Listen, Ox, do you think that they can dock the club points? There's a big question for you. That's been mentioned, you know.
No, mate. No.
No.
I mean, the club are responsible for their players, but it's
once they get inside that bubble, this is the problem.
But the club,
they're not responsible.
They'll get everything thrown at them, mate. That's
right. You're not responsible then when you leave. But they're grown-up boys, as Bridgman saying. I know they're young boys, but if that's the names, Nathan Patterson and Bassett, they've played in the first team. And you look at it, as I said before, you had the example set with the other two. And how, God, they wanted to go out on a Saturday night to where they were going to, if it's boxing or what it is. I know it's easy and that, but we're all locked up, the full lot of us. This is I'm going for my COVID injection and vaccination on Friday. What do you call it? My wife had COVID there about 4 weeks ago.
Right.
I know how serious this stuff is. So when you look at it that way, this is how you look. Your Jamie Reserve worked for 2 weeks. So I know exactly how it is, that side of it. And they're getting out there, by the way, and they're putting their soul out there. And I wouldn't be surprised with Bob J saying with SNP with that Sturgeon. I honestly think she's going to set an example now. And I hope it's no us.
She's got more to worry about than us, mate.
Oh no, you're right, Oxford, but this is the kind of thing. This is the kind of thing that feeds into it. This is the kind of thing. Because you've got a lot there other side of the city. They're desperate, man. They're loving this now, absolutely loving it.
Well, that's it's noise we could have done with it anyway, I think.
Exactly, mate. It's a distraction. We've got a league to win here. Everybody's in a high. We're all looking forward to it. We're all buying fireworks and Christ knows what. Going for the big day. Having a right good go in Europe and all. And when I get to listen Sunday, I was a bit shell-shocked, but I'm like, there are always two sides to a story. I don't know if it was just a wind-up or no. But I mean, if I'm waiting Rangers coming out with the investigation. Once they come out and they clarity, turn and tell us exactly what happened here. But certainly, it's a distraction we could have done a bit.
I don't think they'll tell us what happens. All right, we'll move on. We've been joined by Domano. Evening, Domano.
Good evening, lads.
How we doing, mate? All right?
Aye, all good.
Hi, Domano.
Good to hear from you, mate.
Aye, I was trying to get through there. I was looking through a doctor's receptionist. You just can't get through.
Mate, the staff will go to the staff. What did you get? Number 1 or number 2 receptionist?
I don't know. I never knew there was many of them.
Oh, there's a few, mate.
I don't know what door I walked through.
We're interviewing as well.
He says, I don't know what door I walked through.
Was there an alarm at the door, was there?
No, he was alarmed at the door, that's for sure.
I'll tell you what, there was some knocks at the door, 3 of them.
No, aye.
Right,
North or south.
On you go, Domano.
I could just put my 2 pence worth in regarding the so-called party, you know what I mean? From what I'm reading, 10 of them were charged, weren't there? So it must have been five couples, with the sounds of it. So, in as much as they might be in their work bubbles, they're still bringing people out with their work bubbles if there's 5 lasses there, you know what I mean? If you're led to believe that, or even any lasses that are on the part of the team. So you're just bringing different risks into that house. So they'll get their comeuppance, and I can't see them playing for Rangers again, which is a pity about Patterson, and Big Bassey was liked as well, wasn't he? But they've just ripped the manager.
The trust gone, mate. That's the problem they've got. The Stevie G's gave them trust, gave them first team experience, and he seems to be a strict disciplinarian, mate.
They've just lost a championship medal. You know what I mean? These guys could have been dining on that for the rest of their days. You know what I mean? They're not even 21 yet, some of them, you know what I mean? And they could have been legends.
They'll be legends, right?
Sad for them, you know what I mean? But they're no young boys. They've got all the advice and all the guidance, more than anybody has got, you know what I mean? And they've just thought that. You see it all the time, don't you? All the celebrities all think it doesn't affect them, the MPs, even back to wee Nippy. She was there at that funeral without a mask on. You know what I mean? They just don't think it applies to the plebs, but it doesn't apply to the privileged.
The other got an MP as well, who thought it was a good idea to travel when she was positive with COVID. Look, it's a shame. It's distraction we could do without. I've not got any sympathy for him being so stupid. I've got sympathy for him being so young. That's all, mate. We all make mistakes, you know. But in your position, they've been very, very silly. Domano?
Yeah. Aye. But that's it. We just, club will do a statement, won't they? They'll find them and we move on. And we just need to kind of concentrate on the Europe on Thursday. They were looking forward to that. And it was a good game against Kilmarnock there, wasn't it? I thought the second half we were superb, just in control of the game, even though we only scored 1 goal. They weren't much of a threat, were they, Kilmarnock?
No.
As much as
we needed the second goal. If we get the second goal, mate, we'd have scored 3 or 4, I think.
Get a second goal in it. The cigar's getting lit and your feet are up because the pressure's off you. Because we're always just waiting for that sucker punch and dropping 2 points. But to say we controlled the game, and it was a good wee performance at the end of the second half. Just for going into Thursday, that's what we need, a wee boost. And look forward to this mob on Thursday.
I noticed that their manager wasn't singing "Bye Bye Rangers" anyway.
No.
Remember that nutcase the last time at Kilmarnock? Shocking.
Well, it's a different manager, Bridge.
I know, pal. I know. I'm just saying. Notice the difference.
Aye.
You know, on you go, Domano.
In regards to Thursday, I watched a wee bit of that on Thursday. I watched a wee bit of that team, Antwerp, the weekend, the last 20 minutes, and they were quite tricky. But they didn't kind of play the ball out for the back or anything. The keeper just kept on punting it up, long balls. And I thought they were quite wee. Size-wise, the team, there was a couple of free kicks, and I was looking at the wall and thinking, Tav or Borna could have a field day with us. So I think that there's a good opportunity there for us to take something on Thursday.
All right. Domano's been scouting for us, Stevie.
Ho, yourself, Dalmanic boy.
It was 50 minutes on his goals.
All right. Stevie? Probably Stevie, I think. Probably.
He'll be
when you come.
I was going to say that I'm really looking for Thursday night's going to be my big night. I've done what I can as far as speaking about the poor lads getting caught out. And if it was really bad, then sorry boys, you need to go. Simple as that, as far as I'm concerned. You must have got to learn the lesson. But for Thursday night, I'm really looking forward to it. I don't know very much about that team other than what I hear on here of you guys who watch it. And everybody's saying they're not a bad team, and I would imagine they would be. They're sort of, how can you call it, a Belgian, I don't know, what's the name of their league? It's just a Belgian Senior League or something like that they're called.
It's something about Jupiter.
I really, honest to God, don't know. But they're technically good. All these guys are very good footballers. Belgium has had a really good international team for a number of years. So following on, their top was at the fourth at the top in their league. So they can't be 100% bad. But I still think Rangers, just reputationally speaking, Rangers have got a better reputation than them in Europe that I know of. So I'm hoping, my wee heart's bumping away here, hoping like hell that we'll go over there and we come back with something. And I hope it's at least a clean sheet. And if we come back with a clean sheet, I'll be very, very happy. I will be very happy.
Yeah.
It's been a long time since we've been in Europe, innit? It's been
But we played in, it seems a long time.
A year ago now,
Christmas, just before Christmas. Yeah, we played the last game against Poznan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Like Poznan,
Yeah, like Poznan, just before Christmas. So about, 10 weeks ago?
2.5 months.
If it was that. But look, we've been concentrating on the league. Don't man, this will take a wee bit of pressure off us, I think. It's a free hit.
Definitely. It gives the boys a wee lift as well, doesn't it? Because I just feel this midweek games is kind of affecting our game. As much as it's good to get some training sessions in, but I thought when we were doing a Thursday, Sunday, it was actually just getting us into a wee programme. And we just wanted to kind of relaxing. We were just on it all the time.
It kept the momentum going, didn't it?
Yep.
They're supposed to be number 10. They're number 10, the wee Israeli boy. He's supposed to be the playmaker. All accounts. So,
there'll be no mugs. There'll be no mugs.
No, they're no mugs. What do you call it? That manager took over. He's took over. I think they've won 5 games out of 6. He's picked them back up again. So, they will be, what do you call it? They'll be good at the football and that. But Standard Liège, they played them there. I think it was a draw. The Rangers beat them. So, the Rangers play, they'll beat them. Excuse me, the Rangers play, they'll beat them. And it's a good, what do you call it, a good change to get out of the bar of the SPL back into European football. And I'm sure we could go far in this. I definitely think we can go far in it.
Once you get through that, mate, it's luck of the draw, don't man, okay?
Aye, that's what I was going to say. Excuse me. Whoever you get in the draw, you could get not a bad draw, then some teams just fail on the night. Some other people can excel on the night, and you can just get through. It's crazy, and that's the beauty of the cup, innit? Anything can really happen. Get an English team. Again, we always do well against the English teams, so we'll look forward to it. We'll look forward to it.
Aye.
Well,
on you go, Bob, Joe.
Well, the Belgian League's a better standard than the SPL, I would imagine. I mean, they'll be capable enough. They'll be able to get the ball down, play it on the deck, knock it around quick. They'll be very, very similar to what Standard Liège were. I think Anderlecht's the benchmarker there. And I don't think anyone are as good as Anderlecht. So, I think we'll be a wee bit more than a match for them. I'm confident the Gers can get through this. A bit of concentration, a bit of hard work, we can get through it all right. That's what comes in the next round. But we've done exceptionally well in Europe. We all know that. I didn't need to go through the rigmarole. We beat some notable sides. Some notable sides I think that are as good or if no better than what this lot are on Thursday, what Royal Antwerp are on Thursday. So the heat don't get on it. It's a distraction for the SPL. That will come round again on Sunday. Ox, thanks for having me tonight again, mate. Absolutely brilliant. I'm going to sign out and get the dogs out. So, good luck to you all. And I appreciate it, and I'll talk soon, eh? All right?
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Bob.
I think Bob Jar should be renamed Dog Jar.
We tried that, mate. But when he wrote it on a wall, it looked different. Dogger.
Come back.
When we got his business cards, it was not very good, was it, Stevie?
Brilliant. I always remember, guys, speaking about Belgian football, I always remember from way back, probably in the 90s, into the 2000s maybe, there was a fabulous player for Belgium called Enzo Schifo. Was it Enzo Schifo?
Yeah, Schifo.
What a player he was, absolutely.
Maybe even further back than that, Bridge.
Oh, it could have been, yeah. I can't remember now. It must have been. He definitely played against England, and he did everything. Like a smashing shot from about 30 yards and hit the post, and they did everything but beat England that night.
That was a towering night, mate. Yeah.
There you go.
When Platt scored. Platt scored
a cracking goal, right enough. A smashing goal. But it was great. I just remember that, and then it seems to me, in my memory anyway, Belgium didn't shine until maybe the last 5-10 years, and that lot came across from Belgium into Man City with a company and something like that. So I'm saying they're just excellent, technically gifted players. Brilliant.
You just wonder how they produce so many talented players, don't you, for such a small country?
Their next door neighbours, Holland, was the same. They were absolutely fantastic. And no, don't talk about their other neighbours, the Germans. My goodness gracious, the technique is excellent.
There's a reason for them having the players, the numbers, but Belgium's got a similar population to Scotland, isn't it?
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely.
Aye, yeah, I think Germany's 90 million in it. I don't say about Belgium. Aye. What would you say about Antwerp when I watched that game? One of their players dived in the box, didn't he? Try to get a penalty, so we need to watch out for that as well. Boy got a yellow card.
We're used to that, mate. We're used to that.
Sounds like Kelly on Saturday.
Was it outside the box, wasn't it?
That guy didn't care. He was looking for a penalty. Sitting up greeting like a baby.
VAR as well, hadn't we, on Thursday? Which is interesting.
I believe so, mate. Aye. And that was Big Edmondson. I think that was one of the last games he played. The VAR won it, with the goal win it, or penalty decision win it, and that was the first we'd seen at Ibrox against the Germans, wasn't it? Stevie?
It was against the Germans, the penalty kick. It was just to keep our noses clean, play the game, play our game. Keep the ball on the deck, keep the ball, the momentum, the ball moving. We'll up our game. We'll definitely up our game. And there's the easy games in Europe, but one thing about Ibrox, getting back to Ibrox, it's a fortress for us. And I just think we'll get through this tie. I don't think we'll run amok or anything like that. I just think we'll get through it. If we play, I think it was thingmate Stilmarnock that said there, if we play we win, you know.
You know, the SPFL board are always shouting and bawling about Scotland being per capita or per head, whatever, are the best supported league in Europe. Right? This is what they say, best supported league in Europe. So I'm thinking to myself, they've been saying that for a long time, and we've known we're doing quite well, and we still can't get in goal line technology. The most simplified thing in the whole world. They can't get it. And I don't understand why they can't get it. They just seem to be unable to do it.
A funny point. It was dying seconds in injury time at Antwerp against Liège, and Antwerp got a goal chopped off, and their manager had his phone out, and he was checking on his phone the goal at the touchline at the dugout. Must have been his VAR on his own phone.
It's interesting to see how that goes going forward. I think the problem is, Bridgeman, the people who've got in charge of our game can't make a decent TV deal. That's the problem.
It's just terrible, isn't it? It's just terrible. Wow. Don't get me started about the BBC, please.
No, it's nothing to do with the BBC, is it?
They would make it to do with them. They would make it to do with them.
No, you would. We're talking about the Sky deal here. Alec?
All right. Have we got a deal?
Exactly, mate. I don't think it's worth washers in it.
What was that went now, aye?
We're talking about Belgian football. What do you call it? It was really in the dark for a lot of years there, and they've came with Hazard and all these players, Kevin De Bruyne and all them. We took the kids over there. What's this? Jamie. Took them out about 10 years ago to Belgium. There for to play in a tournament. 8 teams. French, Dutch, the full lot. There goes. We take the wee boys there. And we comes out with they've got the flag in that and they all came out behind each other onto the park. Absolutely terrific. Because we came from Scotland, I thought, they're just what you call it, kick and rush. They get the biggest surprise of the lot. Went to the semi-final of the tournament. And the team that beat us in the tournament won it. And that was it. And the Belgians then, they won it, the Belgians. That was the young kids coming through. No, these guys I'm talking about. This is another younger team. And you could see it. And they were prepared to sit back for a number of years and just develop all the football. Just what the Dutch do all the time. And this is it. They're getting the award now. The Belgian football team.
See, back then, what were the physical-wise? Were they bigger than your guys, or were they just pretty much the same?
The French team, they were bigger. The Dutch were all footballs, you know. Germans, technically, good footballers, but they were strong. And we would call it, because we were a Scots team, they obviously thought kick and rush. But the pleasant surprise, by the way, because the boys we had were a very good football team. We get praised that much. But it was a great tournament. And that's how we back 12 years ago, probably. Went away, took them all over there. So I'm no surprised with the Belgians and that. But playing in European football now, they've definitely come on. But Rangers are a right good team in this. A right good team in this Europa Cup, especially home and away. You bet them against anybody.
Yeah, well, gentlemen, we've reached that time of the evening. Would you believe that, Big Stevie?
Unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. Great discussion, great calls coming in there. Makes the night go a lot quicker. Unbelievable, Ox. Well done to all the callers.
What about you, Bridgeman?
A fantastic evening, Oxter. Brilliant. Well done to yourself and the techie boys in the back. Really and truly, what a great evening. Good discussions, balanced discussions, and thoroughly enjoyable. And apart from us talking about misdemeanors, our own club, I loved it. I loved every minute of it. Just brilliant. Well done. Can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans on here on Rangers Radio, every single one of us need to keep it going for the Rangers because we're under pressure at the moment and we need everybody to support and support well. So keep it going for the Rangers because the Rangers really need us. Keep it going.
Yeah. Thanks to all the callers. Thanks to Malcolm for Philippines. Always a pleasure. Stephen for Darnley who phoned in for the first time. Great to hear from him and all the other lads and lassies who have joined us tonight. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks to the technical team. Thanks to Stevie and Bridge for joining us on the panel. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow night with Port Bear, Bridgeman, and we'll be joined by Jodie Port. Cha-cha-cha-cha. Thanks for listening.
Great show, Oxford. Thank you.
Cheers, Alex. Stay safe.
Hey, lads.
I sailed the wild Atlantic, crossed the broad Pacific shore. I sailed around the stormy capes and I've heard the 40s roar. I've climbed the Indian Ocean, I've sailed the China Sea. But there's a sea back home in Scotland, more than all the rest to me. It's the blue sea of my rock. It's the cleanest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue sea of my rock. And it's not on the really just clear green. No more I'll sail the 7 seas, no more I'll ever roam. No more I'll feel the urge again, I'm back where I belong. And 3 o'clock each Saturday, I'll join the mighty throng. With flags and banners all around, I'll proudly sing this song. It's the blue sea of inside there.